podcast there. That little podcast that you're doing.
Yeah, I had to.
Is that the accent?
I don't know. He's from the north.
Yeah.
From the north?
I don't have a thick northern accent.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you got a little bit of. I think you probably have a little bit more if you got a little bit more animated, but
a little bit more animated.
There is, yeah, but you're typically too quiet, so we don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little mellow.
You're a little more mellow, and it doesn't come out. But I swear,
gotta preserve my energy for when I'm coaching.
That's true. Then you're like, hey, what we're gonna be doing? Burpees.
All the burpees.
You got me feeling. No, I'm not feeling insecure about it.
Oh wait, what?
You got me laughing. You got me laughing.
I think that's one of the funnest looks that a female can do.
You want to know honestly, like what caused this look? There was a lot going on this morning, and I was like, I only got time to curl half my hair. The other half's going up.
That's fun.
That's cool.
That's
the bottom
that's pretty nice
curled.
to be a girl in that way. Be like, this is cute. I'm gonna do it.
We're just gonna rock it. It is what it is. I'm like, hopefully the headphones will still sit on my head. I think they do. I think the buns,
you're good. You're good. Your bun's on the way. Yeah.
It might actually help keep the headphones on because sometimes they like slide back and I have to like.
There you go.
Because you have a small head.
I think I have a large head.
No, you have a small head. Those headphones
Don't really.
You just whoop, they go off.
I always thought I had like a big old.
No, you ain't got no big old head. You just have a lot of hair. That just makes you think you have a big head.
Do I have a 3 head?
What is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that a good or bad thing?
I mean, if you have a 5 head, you have like a
just spread your
fingers. Put your face over your hand.
Well, it's supposed to go. Okay, it's supposed to go from your eyebrow to your hairline. Is it 3?
Hold on.
Eyebrow, hairline. 3.5.
3.5. 3 1/4.
Eyebrow, hairline.
So, but if I do 4, it goes like over.
No, that's touching. No, you're touching. You're over your top of your eyebrow. Yeah.
So I'm like 3.5.
Welcome to the Daily
You just
Reps.
don't want like a. Well, it doesn't matter.
Hey, there might be someone watching who has the biggest forehead in the world. Mega mind over here.
If you have a 10 head, you are beautiful and you are fearfully and wonderfully made.
Yep, absolutely.
You just had a big forehead.
Rocket socket.
Rocket and socket with that big old forehead.
Is this going on?
Probably not.
Okay.
Maybe, who knows? I think it's pretty funny. Just us going, do I have a 3 or a 4? Is that why it's called a forehead?
Yeah. Some people have a 5 head.
Wait, no, seriously, is that why it's called a forehead?
It's probably called a forehead because it's at the forefront of your body. It's probably a little bit more.
I need to know. This has to stay in the podcast.
Biological.
Is it called a forehead because you can fit 4 fingers?
Anatomic reason other than.
What if that was when the person actually named it? He was like,
it's probably because
Could you put 4 fingers?
It's probably because
a forehead.
It's probably because when you're walking, it goes before the rest of your body.
You think that's what someone thought when they named it? They saw someone running like this. They're like, oh, the front of their face is before everything else.
Ask the old GPT.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Chat GPT.
The GP at first you stopped. You're like, ask the old GP.
I had to remember the last
General
letter.
practitioner.
I was like, what comes GPT?
Okay, sorry, Ilya.
What does GPT stand for?
I'm so sorry. Ilya's here though.
What does GPT stand for?
Don't ask me.
All right, guys.
Anyways.
Well, welcome on to the Daily Reps. Today we've got Coach Ilya in the house. Woo! Super pumped to have him on today.
From the northern part of the United States.
From the northern part of the United States.
Good old Utica, New York. Well,
Utica.
Actually, we'll get there.
We'll get there. Anywho, super pumped to have Ilya on today. He's one of our newest full-time coaches here at the gym, but he's not new to coaching. You've been coaching since you were like 17, right? Is that kind of
got involved helping out with, like intramural leagues and can't think of the word clinics when I was playing basketball, and I found a really good trainer that really helped me develop as a person. I wanted to help him out and started helping out with some of his classes and working with kids from it was 2 different age groups, like 4 to 10 and 10 to 15.
Yeah.
And so that was when I first got introduced to it.
Super cool. So new to the gym, but not new to the fitness industry or training, and very well experienced and seasoned coach that we have with us. He's also a husband and a father, so we'll chat about family.
Shout out to Mary, Caleb, and Olivia. I know you're listening, so what's up, guys?
And as you can see, he's a boy. Thank you for now. We're back to having 2 boys on the podcast. Last time it was Tara. It's always nice to return to 2 boys. Because then there's just, it's not as much feminine energy.
Listen, there's much more masculine energy in these parts than there is feminine energy.
What parts?
In the gym, or what are you talking about?
Not my parts.
Anyways, that took a wrong turn.
in the gym.
In the gym. Oh, there are a lot of men here.
In the gym. But it's not a bad thing.
No.
But yeah, today we've got Ilya on. Ilya, thank you so much for coming on the
absolutely.
podcast today.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
So much fun.
I'm excited. Hey, my leg.
Those are big quads. You've been doing Squattober.
Yeah, that's a lot of squats.
Oh yeah, you have been doing Squattober.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I love it. Yeah, you posted about that. Sorry, we're gonna.
That's all good.
Yeah. I gotta find like the right spot.
The best part was that you like were looking up as you're like, I wonder where I'll land, and like came down.
You gotta do it just right because if you do it too fast, you're like, boom,
A little roller coaster.
little roller coaster.
So you've been doing Squattober.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why'd you decide to do that?
Do you do it every year?
No, it's the first time ever doing it.
Nice.
Oh wow.
John McGinnis just
Shout out,
brought it up
John.
and
Also
recommended
another
it.
northerner.
Yep, he recommended I try it, and actually about 6 weeks ago now, I was coming down from Muscle Up and strained my lat,
Yeah.
and so I was taking a little bit of a break from high intensity upper body movements, and I thought it'd be a good time to hit my
Train
legs
the
a little
old
more.
tree trunks.
Yep. Yeah, actually, that's what they call them in Squattober. Like, develop those tree trunks.
There's
That's
a
pretty
reason I
fun.
said it.
Okay.
Get thick Thursdays.
Ooh.
Get
That's
thick
today's
Thursday.
Thursday.
Get thick Thursday.
Oh yeah. What are you doing today?
I haven't worked out yet, but there's
What's the
front
spread?
squats and back squats
Whoa.
going up to 75%. So it's probably like high 270s for me.
Oh man, I love it.
Do you love squatting? Is
Yeah.
that you like if
I like training legs.
yeah. You do too. Well, you guys are both incredibly strong, so that helps. She's trying to give you a pound, please.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Actually, it made my deadlift a little stronger too, just unintentionally.
I don't think people realize, my chair just popped. I don't think people realize like how much of a full body exercise back squats and front squats are. Because obviously it's the old tree trunks, but it's also core,
core
shoulders,
stability. Yep.
then back straps, like
Yep.
calves, the arches in your feet. Like it's so much more. Like you can develop so much more like overall body strength when you're doing
Yep.
those movements. So, well, anyways, taking it back a little bit. Tell us where you're from again, Ilya.
Yeah, absolutely. So I grew up in upstate New York. However, the story goes back a little more. My family is originally from Brest, Belarus, which is a country next to Russia, Ukraine, Poland. So my grandfather is originally from Russia, and then my majority of my from my parents' side, both sides, they're from Belarus.
That's so cool.
But,
You don't have accent, like Tatiana.
I was 6 when I moved to America.
So you only have like a northern.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So how did that
you
that
get there?
transpire? How did that come about?
My dad had a couple of sisters and siblings living in the upstate New York area, and it was just they thought it'd be maybe a little bit better opportunity in the good old United States than it was in Belarus. Not that there was anything wrong with Belarus, but he had family here, and they just reached out, and we moved down over across the ocean.
I'm trying to think of the geography.
Yeah. And so I was 6, and we landed in upstate New York, a little town called Utica, New York, which is about 40 minutes east of Syracuse and 90 minutes west of Albany. To give you a little geography, it's up there. I was 6 years old when we moved to the good old America.
That's so cool. It was Belarus?
But yeah, Belarus.
Belarus.
So I say I'm Belarusian, but I guess the proper way to say it is Belarusian.
Belarusian.
Just
That's
like
so
like
cool.
Tatiana, she's Belarusian.
I love it. So sorry, bumped your foot.
No, you're
Do
good.
you have any memories of
Belarus.
That's kind of interesting you ask, because when I moved to America, I was 6. So there was this big culture shock moving to America. So like everything from 6 and beyond is almost like frozen in memory. Like I remember my childhood in America or back in Belarus very well, to like when I was like 3, 4, 5 years old. Maybe not all the memories, but a lot of them, especially like the year before I moved to America.
Yeah.
I like remember very clearly, just because there was such a big like culture shock moving to America.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite memories from that time in Belarus?
Yeah. I remember one of the memories was I learned how to ride a bike
Aw.
before moving to America, and it was a cool, interesting experience, because learning a bike, you kind of fall down a couple times.
Yeah.
Because, you don't know how to stop. And then I just remember a good life lesson. My dad said, try it again, get back up. And then after falling a couple times, and then I learned how to stop, and I learned how to control it, and it went from something difficult to something fun and exciting. where-
Yeah.
Does your dad have an accent?
He does have.
So he was like, "Get back up and try again."
But no, he was talking to me in Russian. So
Ooh,
Oh.
even more.
Okay. Do
Can you speak Russian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
Say it in Russian. Get back up and
yeah,
try
say
again.
something.
вставай и опять старайся.
Вставай и пять. Старайся.
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 Say it one more time.
So the translation is from stand up and try again. Вставай
Вставай.
и опять старайся.
И
Вставай и опять
старайся.
старайся.
Yeah.
I would be like, yes, sir.
Yeah. Вставай! Oh, yes. Yep. Got it. Yes, sir.
You almost just broke the mic.
I'm going to say that now. Now I'm going to say that to you in a workout. I'm just
Yeah.
going to
Can
yell
you
Stavai.
please,
Just
next
stand
time that
up.
you're coaching, can you please like go around and like be like, go faster, but say it like in Russian?
Давай.
So-
They say, давай, давай.
Davai.
I'm going to start saying
We've
that.
had
At
a-
4 o'clock class, I'm going to say it.
Well,
Davai!
I say it to because we have a lot of German people here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember we had a guy drop in. He came for a bit. His name was Sigre. No, yeah, Sergey.
Is it okay?
And he's very very German.
Yeah.
Has a hard time understanding English, and he kept telling me slow down because I would speak too quickly. So then I learned some German, and like one of them is like push or like keep going. It's like
Yeah.
weiter so, and I would just yell
Weiter so.
"Weiter so!" and he
Weiter so.
loved it. And then like Benedict and Stefan and some of the other Germans I've been yelling at too, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Thank you, like
That's
thank you
awesome.
for saying my language."
And kudos to you for going that extra mile.
So what is yours? Yours is if I were to say like keep going or like
Давай, давай.
divide.
Divide.
There's actually a song that starts off, давай, давай. Anyways, I don't know what that
Okay,
came from.
I gotta like put that.
We're gonna put that up. You gotta send it to her. It's gonna start playing
Yeah,
in the
send it
back.
to me.
Is that like Du hast? I'm kidding. No, that's
I don't know.
German.
I don't know what
Du hast.
It's like,
Du hast.
come on.
You know it, girl.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's a whole thing.
What does du hast mean?
I don't know.
Oh, hopefully it's nothing bad.
Mm.
Daily Reps is brought to you by Drift. Drift combines nature's most powerful relaxation botanicals and alcohol-free beverages that help you unwind, recover, and sleep deeply. We're building a new kind of drinking culture, one rooted in clarity, calm, and connection. Drift helps you unwind without the alcohol and without slowing down your goals. Visit enjoydrift.com or our very own gym fridge for that first cool, relaxing sip to drift into relaxation.
Divide.
Divide.
Done. I'm gonna start
So-
yelling that. Sorry.
we could talk on just this for an
Yeah,
hour.
it'll be fun.
Keep going. So
That's
keep going.
awesome.
Sorry, Ash. Keep.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say. So, does your family? Do you still have family in New York? Do you still have family in Belarus? Like,
Yeah, both.
do you visit them? Like,
Me less so. So my parents and my
They'll come
sister
here.
still live in upstate New York,
okay,
and majority of my siblings on my dad's side or my cousins and his relatives live up there too.
mm-hmm.
His immediate brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, he has a brother that lives in Atlanta, and then he still has a couple siblings in Belarus as well. And then my mom. So my dad had like 5 siblings, and my mom had 1, and she has her brother still in Belarus, and she
Okay.
visits more frequently. She went this year and last year, I think, or whenever she could. And then I visited a couple times since moving here. I visited once when I was like 10 in 4th grade, maybe a little younger, but my grandmother passed away, and so we visited my family then. And then I visited back in, I think, 2018, the year before I got married. So it was like,
Cool.
I knew it was going to be the last time before.
Yeah.
Are they all
Go.
safe with everything that happened with all the wars and stuff over there?
Yeah, everyone's
Okay,
doing
good.
well. Yeah.
That's good. Well, speaking of getting married, where did you meet Mary?
Yeah.
Tell us your love
We just
story.
skipped like 20 years of life, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
We can. we can
What you want
segue.
to? Do we need to like go chronologically?
No, that's
How was-
that's how my thoughts were organized, chronological
let's-
order.
let's-
But no,
talk about middle school.
not that directly. But no, absolutely, I want to talk about my family.
Yeah, I want to hear about Mary.
Yeah, Mary. She's my
Shout
wife.
out, Mary.
Mary. And then, so we met in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Old
Originally,
Penske.
her family is from Ukraine, and she
Oh wow.
Yes.
she was born and raised in Rochester, New York, which is about 3 hours.
Rochester.
Yeah, from Utica. But we haven't met in New York. We met in Pennsylvania. We both went to a ministry school called Summit International School of Ministry. Shout out. Whoops. Summit Lions.
Yay.
It's a small school, but There's a whole backstory to that as well. But yeah, it's kind of has a very interesting theme to it or vibe. They actually have a it's called Unplugged. So for 2 years, you lay aside your phone.
Oh wow!
Lay aside. What a way to say it too.
Yeah.
We're gonna lay aside.
Honestly,
our phone.
I mean, nowadays
That
we make our
sounds
phones so
amazing.
sacred. You know,
Yeah.
first thing we wake up, we look at it.
Yeah.
Last
That's
thing
true.
before bed, and it was a really good experience to let it put it aside for a couple of years. And it can be a little extreme. They also have a no dating rule.
Of course they did. It's
And so-
a Bible school, of course.
Yeah. And it's not like it was a little strict, but
It's like the Bob Jones of the North.
yeah,
Sorry.
maybe a little bit. But it was just kind of good to set 2 years aside and really focus on spending time with Jesus and the
Yeah.
Word, and
Yeah.
without many distractions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we met there. We both did an internship there. I stayed there for a third year, and she did as well. And then after I finished my internship, I started working just to kind of get ready for marriage. I knew we were going to get married, and so I just started working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day at a coffee shop restaurant. But let me back up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's back up to why I went to ministry school.
Yes, please do.
Where did my thoughts go?
You want to just ask yourself the questions? If like, you're like, let me back. I'm actually going to back us up. Here we go.
Yeah.
Why'd you
So,
get into ministry
yeah.
school? Yeah.
Yeah. It actually has a very close correlation to how I got involved in coaching.
Oh, that's cool.
So when I was 17, I went to a basically a camp where I knew my life was going to change, and because I didn't want to go, but youth minister, youth pastor at the time, youth leader invited me to go, and the main reason why I went was because he encouraged there was going to be basketball there.
He got you with that.
I get to go play basketball.
And now this is when you were in high school?
Yeah, it was. I think this was at the end of my junior year.
Okay.
And so we went to this camp, and at that time, I grew up in a Christian home, but I would go to church on Sundays, begrudgingly.
Yeah.
But
As
then,
young men do.
Sounds about right.
And then Monday through Saturday, I would just kind of do my thing, and
Yeah.
um,
Didn't have that relationship with the Lord necessarily.
yeah, no, I mean, I knew of the good morals to live by, but I didn't. And I was almost addicted to sin, as we are in a fallen state. It's like
Yeah.
I had like a cousin that would encourage me to go and like not party, but like
But party. You could say it. You
smoke and
partied.
drink
Yeah,
and-
you partied.
Party hardy.
I wouldn't
partied
say
hard.
party. It wasn't a big party, but like
Yeah. Partied.
I would smoke at the time as a high schooler, and like every time I did, the next day I would like regret it,
Yeah.
and I would always pray like, God, I don't want to do this. I'm stuck, but like, why am I stuck to this? Like every week he invites me to go, and I don't want to go, but I go, and
Yeah.
I regret it every time. But anyway, so I went to this camp, and there was this call if anyone wanted to give their life to God, and after that altar call, in my theological understanding, I was baptized with the Holy Spirit, and at that moment, my life just changed going forward.
That's awesome.
Yay.
Congrats.
And just like, yeah, I had a girlfriend at the time, and
You just broke up with her?
I just texted her like
See
that
ya.
day. I was like,
Bye-bye.
I was like, we can't do this. Like, I was gentle with her and talking, but I was like, I can't.
God told me to break up with you.
I didn't say those words, but
I love you, but I love the Lord more.
Oof.
but still, once you start your walk, you still have a lot of bad habits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a process.
But so I went into my senior year of high school as a new Christian, and like I just didn't know how to live as a Christian. Like I just, it was so hard, so isolating, because everyone wants to do the things of the world.
Right,
and everyone's peer pressuring. It's like, no, I can't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like there was like a little bit of a shun or like, and ironically so, I forgot what they're called. In the yearbook where they tell you like what someone votes for. What are those called?
Yeah.
Oh, superlatives.
Superlatives.
I got the superlative
Superlative.
for the most changed.
Oh.
And that was like a testament that I was a different person.
That's cool.
So then, were you planning on going to like a secular college?
Initially, I wanted to go to school for physical therapy.
Really?
But in that same time frame, I started my senior year of high school. I started getting involved with like youth ministry, and I really fell in love with that. And so I did 1 year of college, like not pre-med, but pre-physical therapy. And then after 1 year in, I was like, I can't do this. I need to go to this Bible school.
Wow.
Because it was like the winter between my starting college and my senior year. I went to a missionary trip to India.
Oh, wow.
And my youth pastor at that time and the pastor in India both went to this school in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's cool, yeah.
And so the cool thing about this ministry school, Summit International School Ministry, that it's a small school, but truly is an international school, because every year they get people from all over the world, because it's associated with Times Square Church in New York City. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it.
Yeah.
And so the church has a global reach, and they have missions all over the world.
What was that missions trip to India like?
It was definitely
eye-opening.
Where in India did you go?
So we landed in Mumbai, which is like the center of India, and we spent a lot of time there with Pastor Jivan, and then also we split up with the group. A couple of us went to a little more south, I think, to a town called Maharashtra, and we spent a little bit of time in an orphanage with like 12 young boys, and just seeing how they live. And at the time I was maybe 19, 18 years old, and still like a naive teenager. Very arrogant and very proudful, and just like seeing how they live just really humbled me.
Yeah.
That experience humbled me, and I'm just looking back, like, I'm grateful I had the opportunity, and really fell in love with ministry. And ministry's tough, and then one cool thing about Summit is one of their slogans is that ministry is living for the benefit of others. And that kind of changed my perspective when I went to ministry school, because I thought I had to do ministry and vocational ministry, be a youth pastor. But then I quickly realized that every day you have the opportunity to be a minister or live for the benefit of others. And then another big reason why
I love that. That's cool.
Yeah, another big reason why I went to Summit, they had a sports program called 12-2 Athlete.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
And that really brought me to the school, similar to what I was doing with clinics. They had clinics for soccer, basketball, volleyball. They had mainly those three sports from like toddlers ages all the way to high schoolers.
Oh, wow.
And so
that's fun.
It was a big group.
Fun, yeah.
And so
Little
the 12-2, the 12-2 ministry was pretty big, and so it was pretty spread out. And I got to learn how to. It was similar to like Fellowship Christian Athlete. We would be assistant coaches, work with the local coaches in the areas, and then also do like huddle times with the kids.
I love that.
So that was a really cool experience. And kind of backing up to 12-2 Athlete, that's from the verse in the Bible, Romans 12:2. So do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And
one of my favorites.
And so just go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So is that like getting to do that and being the 12-1 athlete thing, or did it feel like that was the thing that pushed you into like coaching's what I want to do? Because like you said you want to do ministry, and and I know CrossFit is completely different than what you were like when you went to school for or thought you were going to do. But like, was that really the moment where you said, like the Lord's wired me to do coaching?
Yeah, I quickly realized that's like a natural gifting for me, that it just comes naturally to coach others. Yeah. And I personally do a little bit better in a small group or one-on-one setting. I get kind of lasered focused on one group, and so I might over cue people and like maybe interrupt them sometimes in class, but I just like really get glued on, like, hey, I want you to do this right. I want you to make sure you're moving well. That's kind of where personal training became a desire. I quickly realized that I really enjoy working with individuals or one-on-one and really giving them that one-on-one attention. But even more so looking back, like maybe it was a gifted from God too, because when like after I gave my life to Jesus, the opportunities to do like small groups with teenagers and youth
fun.
Opened up, and I really enjoyed that. And I kind of brings back a memory to we had a teens camp one year, and our team like won the relay race. It was like this obstacle course all day event that ended with a color run. And so just a really cool memory looking back, and it's kind of like that energy you give coaching a class. I had to do that all day with teens.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So yeah, just some really cool memories that brings back the thoughts that I know I loved coaching ever since I was 16, 17 years old.
So
Yeah,
cool.
that is super cool. So you went through these camps, and then you went to college. You met Mary there, and you know kind of that you really want to be coaching in that kind of form of serving people, but you're now working at a coffee shop trying to provide for your new wife and soon-to-be family. So how did all of this kind of unravel to where you guys moved from, were you living in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
So how did you guys move from that area to Greenville, and what does that kind of look like? What brought you here to this area? And then when did you have your kiddos along the way?
Yeah. Okay. So we got married at the end of 2018, and we were living in Pennsylvania. She was working at the school at the working at a restaurant / coffee shop in Summit. Since it's such a globally impacted school, I made a lot of friends that were from all over the world and predominantly from New York City and the West Coast.
Yeah.
So I was able to travel. Actually, while I was there, I was also able to go to Colombia, Ireland, Chicago for a couple of different
to go to Ireland so bad.
Yes.
trips.
What was that like? Can we just
Ireland?
Yes.
Oh, green, beautiful,
I want to go.
mountainous,
I wanna go.
oceans,
I
great
wanna go there so
culture,
bad.
great
Oh.
people.
Man.
Yeah, and like traveling the world, I fell in love with the coffee culture.
Yeah.
Oh, also, guys, he makes very good coffee. Ilya makes very
I've
good
yet to
coffee.
Ask me for a cup, I'll make you.
I've yet
We,
to
we
have
need
one
to
of your
get you that
coffees.
little espresso thing that like actually. Have I sent that to you? The one, yeah, it has
like a mobile one.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's really. I feel like because he makes really good coffee.
I've yet to have one.
coffee.
I need to. Yeah.
Yeah,
I need to
well,
get one.
maybe eventually we'll get an espresso machine in here.
Listen.
I mean, they're cheap on Facebook Marketplace. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, if anyone wants to
Listen.
donate,
Oh, hey, you want to help out the gym?
I'll make you a
Espresso.
cup of coffee.
Anytime you want, even when he's coaching. Just tell. I want my espresso right now. I want my latte. Sorry,
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
going.
ask the coaches. I make them coffee all the time. Well, ask me.
Okay, I will. Yeah. Well,
Ask me.
and it's my fault because I usually already come in with a cup of coffee.
Save you $5.
So you traveled a lot, and through school it allowed you to travel to a lot of different places. Did you travel like down south? Is that kind of like how you got involved in this area?
Yeah. So Mary, my wife, she had a sister that was living down here as a travel nurse.
Okay, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
so she was thinking about, she had met someone, they were going to get married and live down here. And then her brother, Alex, also went to Summit, and he did an internship down in Florida. So he knew he wanted to move further south.
Okay.
But then Florida was a little too south because that year they had a big hurricane. They were like, yeah, maybe we're not.
What? Florida had a hurricane?
Yeah. Well, anyways.
A lot of, a lot of them. Keep going.
Yeah, so they were like, yeah, Florida's probably a little too south. And then so Alex's family at the time, I think they had just one little girl. And then me and Mary, we didn't have any kids yet. We did a road trip, like a U shape down from, we were at Pennsylvania at the time, they were in Rochester. So we went through
Rochester.
Charlotte, Greenville, Atlanta, Chattanooga, Nashville, and then back
Wow.
up. So we did
Oh, that's so fun.
a little bit like
That
a
is
U
fun.
horse to
Yeah.
see where we liked in the South. We wanted to be close to Spartanburg area because that's where her sister was going to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we really liked the Greenville area, and we picked it. And that was, so we moved in down here at the end of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I was considering going back to school for physical therapy because it was, I had to work a lot in the restaurants.
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe,
It's not an easy life.
yeah, at the time I was still working at a coffee shop, and we'll come back to that because that
Oh,
coffee
will
shop
we?
brings us here.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
bring back the coffee shop and how that
I'll
brings me
remember.
to Five Forks Athletics. So we moved down here in 2019. So I'm working at ATI physical therapy, thinking about going back to school, and then Methodical Coffee.
Great coffee.
But then I get accepted to Bob Jones for the kinesiology pre-physical therapy program. But then COVID hits.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then I'm like, oh, what do I do? Like
Yeah.
physical therapy clinics like shutting down.
Yeah, it's true.
So I started all of 2020. I worked a construction job. I met a guy. His name is John Stockland. He owned like a shower glass door installation company.
Mm-hmm.
And construction was still big during COVID. Everyone was getting their houses flipped and work done. Everyone had a lot of time. Everyone
Interest
was
rates were
home.
low. It was great. Great
Um,
time for everyone who could afford a house.
Yeah.
Not me.
Where was I?
You were talking about working in construction during
so
COVID.
I did that all through 2020, and I met John Stockland, but then because I met John, I started going to church with him.
Okay.
And he went to a church called Origins.
Yep.
Ironically,
Yeah.
Origins.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Yeah.
know of Origins?
Yes, because
Yeah.
Jonathan used to go there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's where I met
A
Jonathan.
whole handful of people from the gym still go there.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before we get to Jonathan, so before I met Jonathan at the church, I met Pastor Matthew and Rob Middleton,
Mm-hmm.
who were personal trainers at Sports Club at the time.
Oh,
And so
cool.
Now ACAC for some reason.
yeah, they got bought out by like a chain of gyms from Virginia. You guys were talking about this last week, and you didn't know why. I was like, I know why.
Oh, why? What?
Well, yeah, they got bought out. The owners of AC or Sports Club sold it to like a chain-ish.
Where
like
in Virginia? Alexandria?
I don't know. It's like a chain from Virginia.
It's got to be somewhere in the North Virginia where we're Nova, because that's where a ton of money is. So I
Yeah,
feel
they're
like
pretty
that would be-
fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, keep
ACAC
it-
definitely improved, put a lot of money into the gyms. So I met Rob Middleton and Pastor Matthew, and they were personal trainers, and I had a personal trainer certificate at the time, and so the connection led me to Sports Club. Let me back up again.
So wait, they were pastors and personal trainers.
One of them was one of them
both.
was like
That's
a dual
so fun. A pastor and a personal trainer.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was
Which actually, can we just say real quick? That's great to be a pastor and to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many pastors in the South that are not healthy.
That's the truth.
So you don't have to be a personal trainer, but if you're preaching the word, be healthy.
It should be a priority.
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, but definitely, we should definitely all steward our health and fitness as best as we can.
Thank you for affirming that. Keep going though with what you were going to say.
Yeah, for sure. Try and bring it back.
So Origins, and they were personal training, and
Yeah,
that's
so I
kind of
started
like
working at Sports Club. But then when we first moved to Greenville, we actually lived in Simpsonville.
okay.
Simply Simpsonville. Sorry.
And in 2018, I had gotten my CrossFit level 1. Funny story about that. I wanted to be part of a CrossFit gym, but they're all so expensive. So I was like, maybe I'll get a certificate. Maybe I can help coach.
Yeah.
So I could be involved. And so I've never done CrossFit before, and I go get my level 1.
You paid $1,000. You said CrossFit's too expensive, but I'll pay $1,000 to get my L1.
Well, yeah, I thought I pay $1,000 once, and that's the cost of a whole year.
Yeah.
So if I get involved in coaching, that'll save me money down the road, because all personal
Yeah.
trainer certificates were like $1,000.
True,
So
that's
it's like
fair.
I could study for 6 months or get this in a weekend. I was like, I get this in a weekend. I already know this stuff.
Doesn't sound that great for all of the CrossFit guys. Like, I could just get the L1 in a weekend. Yeah, you kind of can. Keep going.
And ironically, though, so I was in pretty good shape playing sports and being involved all throughout my life. But then once I got married, unfortunately, I stopped working out for a whole year. And if you drift for a whole year,
That ain't good.
I
Yeah.
gained like 30 pounds of fat. And I was like, whoa.
Well,
And
you
so-
were working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day.
Yeah,
so
I didn't really have time to work out. And I was working in a restaurant, so I was eating
Just
all
fatty foods.
all the
Get up
restaurant
them french
foods.
fries on
And
the side.
Nom, nom, nom.
then I would come home and watch a movie and eat ice cream with my wife.
Oh gosh.
So don't do that. Don't eat ice cream every night. Definitely drifted
Five
in the
Forks
wrong
formula.
direction.
That was
maybe
good.
I didn't mean to do that, but maybe we do.
I
our
thought you
sponsor
pointed
now.
at you
That was
pointed at
good.
that.
Well, I said
Shout out-
drift, and I
Shout
saw
out to
that.
Drift, sponsor of this podcast. Enjoy a drift if you want to relax. Don't do it during a workout. Do it at night.
Anyways, we're back now. What are we talking about?
Oh my goodness.
I
You were
lost my
talking
train of thought
about that
pretty
you
You
easily.
were
you
gaining weight.
Yes, you
because
got
you
fat.
went a year without
Yeah,
working
so
out
I was-
and eating ice cream every day.
I was like 30 pounds overweight, haven't worked out in a year, and I go get my level 1. I was so sore after like the thousands of squats you do.
yeah.
Yep.
But then, unfortunately, I was able to, because it was at the end of 2019, and then we moved to Greenville, and then the gyms closed down.
Mm-hmm.
But I was actually thinking about joining Five Forks Athletics way back in 2019. It just never worked out, but it's kind of cool that.
Yeah, I remember you dropping in back then, right? Or you've dropped in the past.
Yeah, I've dropped in the past. Before I even knew Jonathan, I thought about joining the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I was just, I was a 22-year-old kid that I was like 150, whatever the price
Make
was.
me feel
Like,
old.
I can't afford that, and so it just didn't work out at the time.
How old are you now, Ilya?
29.
29.
Okay,
Good
you're
old
not that-
1996.
You're not that.
Tyler's 29, so.
I'm not that young.
It's
old.
22. You're like a 22-year-old kid. Stop it right now.
I don't know about
Well,
you.
yeah, I was
but I'm
22 when I got
feeling
married.
22.
So
It's not young.
22 is not young.
Please, that that makes me feel old when you say 22's like I was a young kid 22. I'm like I'm 34.
Well,
that make me
7
old?
years ago, I didn't know what I was doing with my life.
That's fair.
I feel like I still don't sometimes.
Amen.
Big twist.
So.
Get me back on track.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot of rabbit trails.
I know,
here.
we're little
It's
bunny
not our
rabbits.
fault. We asked you a question.
We'll
We asked you a question, and then you randomly go, "I'm going to go back."
No, we'll ask him random questions, and I'll be like,
That's
"How
good.
old are you now?" And then so it is partially our fault.
It's all good.
I take
Okay,
no
so
blame.
you were. Are we in 2019 or 2020? Where are we at now?
I don't know where we are.
You had gained away, and you had went
Yeah, I
a
gave
year
up-
without
got my
working
level
out.
one.
You were eating ice cream.
This is Fat
and then you were
Ilya
getting your
with
level
his
one,
L1.
and then you wanted to join the gym, but it didn't work. You wanted
Yeah,
to come
didn't-
here, but it didn't work out then
'Cause it's too expensive.
So,
Yeah. The 2020 rolls around, then 2021 I get a job at sports club. And that's kind of where this journey of personal training starts back in 2021. And at the end of 2021, me and Mary realized we were pregnant. And so Caleb was born in
such a good
in
name.
May of
I know.
2022. My birthday is May 21st, and he was born the day after I turned 26.
That's
His
so
birthday's
fun.
That's
Yeah.
May
sweet.
22nd, so it was pretty cool.
yeah.
And then shortly after he was born, I tried to start my own personal training business. I kind of developed the clientele, and there was opportunity for me to rent space. And so I rented space and did that for about a year. And it was tough trying to do it on my own.
Yeah.
And just having a family, I kind of wanted to get a little bit more stable of a job. But before Caleb was born, I tore my ACL at the end of 2021.
Ooh.
So I had done like 6 months of rehab by the time he was born, so I was like kind of ready for the baby. But a year after he was born, I tried to join the fire department. Well, I did join the fire department, so it was a little bit more of a stable
Whoa.
career option. So I was.
Wait, right over here? The one
It was the fire department I joined was in South Spartanburg.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I still continued personal training. Before joining the fire department, I had an opportunity to switch gyms to. It used to be a CrossFit gym. It was B2L, but
Yes.
they were now in the Rupert Hughes Veteran Center.
Yep.
And so,
Yeah, Jess Vanna used to coach there.
yep. So they offered me to work there. They offered me to train there rent free.
That's
so
cool,
I took the
yeah.
opportunity, and since it was like veteran firefighter related, it kind of opened the door for me to join the fire department. So I did the fire department. I got through the training. About like 6-7 months into the job, my knee was not ready for the workload. I kept getting hurt. Just like you're wearing 80 pounds of gear and carrying a 100-pound ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, being a year out of surgery, my knee started flaring up, and so it's like I was declaring myself unfit for duty, and I still kept the job, but for a little bit. But then afterwards, our daughter Olivia was born, and so after having 2 kids and the knee situation going on and the new baby, I thought it was a good time to maybe get a career shift. So then I tried to join another gym.
Which gym was that?
That was B3,
Yeah.
Strength and Performance, and had a good experience there. But it was going to take some time to build my clientele
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and so I couldn't afford to just wait for that. And so I needed to get a full-time job as fast as I could. And so I just started like working full-time odd jobs like UPS and Amazon, and also tried roofing sales for a little bit. And like this,
I feel like you'd look really good in those brown shorts.
UPS. I thought I wanted to get into driving, but it was going to take a long time, and I was like, I need something a little sooner.
Yeah.
And so like
Yeah.
I was and at that time I kind of got out of personal training too, because I didn't have the open availability to train some of the
Yeah.
clients I had.
That's a lot to try to balance. And you got 2 kiddos.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, that's a lot.
And so I kind of got into a rat race of just trying to make money, and
Yeah.
walked away from my passion and just started to
And that time, like right after COVID, was just kind of like,
chaotic.
It
was.
for sure. And then you guys started this podcast, and and like I started listening to it, and the first episode gave me a new kind of hope. And then
I think he's joking.
No,
I don't
I'm not
think-
joking. I'm not joking. This is really
When was our
cool.
first episode? You were
It was
not
like
you
4
were here
months
already
ago.
before it.
No.
Really?
I might have. Well, it goes a little bit before that. So like you shared something. I was following you guys on Instagram, and then you shared something about anxiety and depression, And in that season of my life, I started feeling very, very anxious. Then
on an episode?
No, you just made you shared something or a story or something I saw, and then you were advertising your book.
That's true.
Like
You're missing X Factor, yeah.
And then in that season of my life, I was like, I'm missing something. I stopped training. I stopped coaching. I actually stopped working out for like over 8 months, because I was trying to work so much.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm anxious. I'm depressed. I'm missing something. And then I read your book, and then you guys came up with this podcast and gave me like a renewed hope. And I was like,
dude, I'm literally gonna cry.
No, but it's kind of cool how this has made
that is
turn
amazing.
big circle how I'm here. Because then when you guys were sharing, it was like, I feel like I need to be there. And I never thought it would come to like be here on this podcast or like be here as a coach in the gym. I just thought like I needed to work out there. And that's how it started. Like I started going open gyms a little bit more. And then I read the book. It was like, I need to get back into coaching. Maybe I could do personal training with Jonathan. And then Joel's like, Jonathan, Ilya wants to work here. I was like, and then I just want to do some personal training. And then before you know it, Jonathan's like, I can't put you on full time. Like full time, I wasn't even thinking about full time. And then like a couple months in, and then a couple more doors open, and here we are. I know we kind of just fast tracked.
Well, it was a cool moment too, because he had reached out to me on Instagram. I was like, I read your book. I was like, okay, no, you haven't. That's a lie. You're probably scamming me, because that doesn't happen. It happens, but it's people like, I'll review your book, or I read your book. It's great. Let's talk. And you're like,
yeah, and then they're wanting something. Yeah.
But he was like, I live in Greenville. It's like, what? So we met at Chestnut at Pinky Palace, right down the street.
I offered Starbucks or Pinky Palace, but you were like, yeah, let's go to Pinky Palace.
I think they had good coffee, I thought. So we met, and he was telling me his story, and then he was talking about how he wanted to work like in physical fitness again. And I was like, well, I know we always need more personal trainers. And he's like, well, I already have like talked to Jonathan a while ago. And I was like, well, we're talking today. And you came with me. I was like, you were working out with me.
Yeah, we jumped into workout.
I do that. I'm sorry to people I've done that to, but I'm not sorry. I will literally just be like, you're working out with me. And he did. He was like, we're just working out. And so
it was a Thursday, I think. It was a running workout.
Yeah, it was a cardio class. And afterwards, I was like, all right, Jonathan, talk to Ilya. And that was the start. And then like you were an intern. And then you are incredible at everything you do, and you're very good. Probably one of the most thoughtful people I've ever met in my life, which is great because you put Jonathan and Hudson to shame in that way, because they're constantly nuts and sarcastic, and then you're just like, but I want to think about this. And it makes them look even crazier, which is great. I love that. Anyone that can make Jonathan look more insane is wonderful and more nuts.
Cut that out.
No, it's good. It's actually very good. But no, it's been cool because
the people are used to it.
Yeah, we've gotten to see Ilya. Like he was an intern, and then he crushed every single thing that Jonathan gave him, and then he was part time, and then you continue to crush everything that Jonathan gave you, and now you're full time because you're Ilya. Like you're very good at all those things.
It's just everything we're doing here kind of falls into my natural giftings, and it doesn't really feel like work. Yeah, some days are long and some days are tiring. Some days you gotta be here at 5:30. Some days you gotta be here till 7 p.m. But I just love helping people here, and praise God.
That goes to what Doug was talking about. Remember, we had Doug on the podcast. He's like, you just gotta find that thing, and like, don't ever say, well, what if? And like, you did. You found the thing.
Yep.
And because you took the step out and you reached out to some random guy who wrote a book.
Well, that's also because you were open about the
fair.
things you were dealing with, and it just happened to be that was a season where that was prevalent in my life, and I think I related to that and kind of wanted to hear your perspective on, anyways.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Vulnerability is, it's good to be vulnerable and open up. I know many times we try to hide or hold in our thoughts and our feelings and and let those voices kind of captivate our minds, but when we share them with our community, it really shows how small some of those things are. It shows us that we don't have to trust our feelings, and that recently I went back to Summit for an alumni retreat, and the preacher that particular sermon was preaching on biblical hope versus worldly hope. And one of the reasons why I went back was because this was my ministry leader when I was at Summit. He had left and went to Florida for a little bit, but his name is Ryan Seaborn, and so he came back, and I was like, I have to go visit him. But essentially, he was saying that it can become very easy in the day-to-day for us to put our expectations on things that we don't have confidence in. For example, like, oh, I hope the traffic's not bad today, or I hope that my wife's not mad at me for this today, or I hope that my client will show
Maybe
up
one
on
time the toilet seat won't be a problem.
Like sometimes we put our hope into things that we can't put confidence in. But he was saying, if we look at things biblically, we have a hope that we do have confidence in.
Yeah.
And we don't always have to be anxious because God promised us, and at the end we win. And so I know, like, in the day-to-day it's hard to put perspective on that. But it's just a good reminder that, if as believers we have the ultimate confidence in Christ. So a little bit of encouragement there for everyone.
No, that's awesome. Literally like one of the questions we ask everyone is, what have you been learning lately? And that feels like we didn't even have to ask that. You're just right on that. So that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Lastly, since you kind of answered that question, I wanted to ask you, what is something that inspires you on your day to day when you're, maybe you're here at 5:30, maybe you're here at 7 p.m., maybe you're at home with your wife and kiddos. What is something that kind of like keeps you going and motivates you and inspires you to stay?
Caffeine.
I mean, amen. Amen. Ain't that the truth? Preach. Won't he do it?
Hallelujah.
No, but every time I'm doing something when I don't want to do it, I forget the exact verse in the Bible that says, whatever you do, do it for God and not for people. And like when there's something I don't want to do, I think back to that. But I also think about my family. I have to try to work as hard as I can to be there to provide for them, but also set a good example for my kids. And so like kind of this reflection of, my faith and my family. And I know that one of the questions that you wanted to ask as well is, how does all this relate to faith, family, and fitness? And I've had a couple moments in life where I neglected my fitness, and I've seen like how that drift led me to being a little overweight, just some of the bad habits. But I think that physical fitness and like the health in that area, you could see in the mirror and see your direct, you can see how well you're doing physically, you could see how you're moving, and that's a direct reflection. You could see that. But in the same side, when it comes to like your spiritual health or your family health, sometimes you can't necessarily see that. And so when if your fitness is moving in the right direction, it gives you the reminder of like, if I'm doing that well, then maybe because working out, you have to put time into it. To stay away from certain foods, you have to put effort into it. There's sacrifices. So in the same way, it's like, am I sacrificing to spend time with God? Am I sacrificing to spend more time with my wife? Am I sacrificing to be more present with my kids? And like, sometimes if you realize you're not, maybe it's not a sacrifice, then maybe you're neglecting that area. And so like kind of ties back that physical fitness sometimes is a direct reflection, and it can put almost like a barometer of like, how am I doing in other areas? Because obviously in the past, like, physical fitness was the first thing I neglected, and if you neglect one thing, you're probably prone to neglect others as well.
So you're saying when I cave and get QT donuts, then it probably means I'm not loving my spouse well and not in doing good devotional times?
I'm not saying that directly, but I think
say it, Ilya. Call me out.
When you're letting go of one thing, it can easily become a drift to other things.
QT donuts. They are the root of all evil.
The love of QT donuts.
It's not money that's the root of all evil, or it's not donuts. It's the love of donuts. We have to end there. That was so good.
That was amazing. When you were talking about that, it reminded me of a verse in the Bible, and it talks about, I was just looking it up real quickly, but it's Romans 5:3-4, and it's the verse that talks about suffering produces endurance, and endurance produces character, and character produces hope. And I think that that's something that can be said about us physically, mentally, spiritually. Like when there's times in here when we're working out, we might be suffering a little bit,
especially when Hudson programs the workouts.
But in that suffering, that's going to help produce character. Even when we're here in the gym and we may not realize, when you're pushing through a workout and you're pushing through that hard time, you're pushing through that little bit of suffering, that's helping produce that character, and that character can roll over into other aspects of your life. And when you're training how to persevere through that time of suffering. It's going to help you be able to do that outside these four walls, whether it be, in a spiritual or mental battle that you're going through, or something that you're going through in your body or in your family, or, anxiety. And I think that that's one way that like physical fitness can correlate to those other areas as well. It's like you're training, and you're training more than just your muscles. Like you're training how you endure something under that physical pressure, and then that in turn helps you understand how to endure through other areas. And so when you were talking about that, it kind of like brought that to my memory, and that was cool.
That even makes me think of like how the Lord wired our bodies, that like a part of exercise is tearing down and then building back up. And that how that correlates to all the other aspects of life with like your faith and your family, but also like how the Lord intended you to develop is to tear down and to build up through your body. And the people that don't do that, like you're saying, the people that say, I'm just not going to do that, or I don't exercise, I don't walk or anything like that, are literally neglecting a thing that the Lord's wired in your body to do, which is you get stronger by tearing down and building up and recovering like that. And for people who just neglect that, you're actually losing an aspect of what the Lord has really built into your body that can be amazing. And so I love that you really put that in there, that if your fitness has to go in line with your faith and family, because it's not just like a hobby that the Lord said you can do. It's like actually a really good way to develop discipline and become stronger. So
on that note, I think the Bible says no discipline seems fun or right at the time, but it yields fruit. But you have to go get through suffering sometimes.
He is just, look at him. It's like he went to Bible college or something up in that area.
And I just want to say, Ilya, you are truly one of the kindest people I know.
He is so kind, and I love it. Like I said, you put in stark contrast the sarcasm of Jonathan Gunther because you're just so kind. You're just so kind. You got such a smiley face and a sweetheart.
So I appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, thanks
this was
for having
awesome.
me, guys. It's fun. Sorry for all the rabbit holes and trails.
It was awesome. We were going there with you.
I wasn't, and it was insufferable. No, I'm kidding. No, you were fantastic. We were so happy to have you on, and happy to have you, and so blessed to have you in the life of this gym at this season. You're making the gym better.
Yeah, and I will say this of you too, like you truly do embody someone that has just like such a servant's heart. Like you come in here and it's just like, what can I do to help others? Like how can I help serve? How can I make this place better? And you truly, I feel like have done that. You've been on full time for just a couple months, and like I've already like noticed like such a wonderful impact that you've had on me personally, on the community, and I just appreciate that.
You never complain about doing towels. That's a big deal when all the coaches always complain, I got my towel, Ilya's always doing towels.
Well, that's a natural gifting. That's the one chore that I don't mind doing.
Is folding or is laundry?
Do you fold laundry at home too?
Yeah.
I love doing laundry.
Like sometimes if that gets neglected for whatever reason with the kids, like that's the one thing I don't mind doing and getting done. That's the one thing that like Mary doesn't seem to enjoy as much. So it kind of fits. Like if there's laundry, like I kind of do it, but anyways.
That's sweet. Tyler's the same way.
Stay on the towels, guys.
Let's see, that's what the accent just came out. Or stay on the towels, guys. These guys.
How do you get on it? Or how do you say
the towels. All right, thank you, everyone. Subscribe, like, share. Also, if you want to get into the Five Forks formula, follow us on Instagram. There's an application on the website. There you go, Trevor. You said I had to do it, and I did it. But thank you so much, Ilya, for being on here. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Have a wonderful day.
See you guys.